What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our review for the brand new game, Devil May Cry, Peak of Combat. We are only a few weeks into 2024, and already we got our first banger of the new year. Let me tell you, this one is something special. You don't even have to be a fan of the Devil May Cry franchise, but if you are, then you are really gonna enjoy this. This hits you so hard with the nostalgia. I was a huge fan of this franchise way back in the day. On the old PlayStation 2 days, I used to play the console game all the time. It was one of my favorite action games. And they have now brought the Devil May Cry experience onto your mobile devices. And let me tell you, it is nothing short than awesome. The game delivers the free flexibility of strategy with tons of different characters that you can collect and create your own dream team with, along with different style of weapons that you can go ahead and equip your characters with as well. And of course, it's Devil May Cry, so the combo experience is 100% there. You can do all kinds of different combos with the different characters, the different weapons. Each character has a unique skill set with different style skills, different ultimate abilities, special passive abilities as well. Honestly, they did a really good job bringing that Devil May Cry experience into the mobile genre. You have your traditional RPG experience where you're going to be going ahead and leveling up characters, leveling up your weapons. You also have additional ways to power up your characters and really perfect the build to your playstyle. You have this thing called demon cards, and the demon cards are my favorite. And the main way to get these demon cards is through a game mode called the Slot of Slaughter. It's really awesome. You pull a slot machine, and there's 3 different ones, and the first roll determines what stage you're going to be battling on. The second one determines the element, and then the third one is completely random. So every time you go in and do one of these Slots of Slaughter battles, you constantly have a different variety of things going on with the different stages, the different types of monsters. It gives that variety to the typical grindiness that a lot of games kind of lose out on, where things get too grindy and they kind of get boring of doing the same thing over and over again. You can then go ahead and equip your demon cards on your various characters to give them additional bonuses and effects. You also have ruins that you can attach to your heroes, along with increasing their skills and ranking them up as well. Different game modes, including your traditional campaign story missions, which you'll be going through at the beginning, but then the game also has co-op mode as well, where you'll be teaming up with other live players to take down and slay demons. You also have a boss hunt mode where you'll be going up against some of the toughest bosses from the Devil May Cry franchise. And if you really want to test your skills and see how much damage you can output, you can take on the Bloody Palace. You can really see your progression over time and how stronger your team gets. There's a ton of different lineups that you can go with. Fire elements with special fire effects, electricity heroes, or you can go for a more traditional physical lineup with all physical damage dealers. Each different type of hero has a specific trait that will make battles easier against certain enemies. So trying to mix and match your heroes and find out which ones are good against certain enemies is all the strategy involved. Control wise, you can go ahead and you can just use your tap on the screen and use your thumbs to maneuver your characters and tap the attack button. Or if you're someone who wants to get that console feel from the Devil May Cry franchise, you can go ahead, connect your controller to your mobile device, whether it's an Xbox controller, a PlayStation controller, and it is completely set up so that all the buttons are absolutely perfect. I mean, that's my preferred way. I was playing with my PlayStation 5 controller, and it is so amazing. It feels like you're actually playing the Devil May Cry franchise from the console. Either of those don't pique your interest. The game even has auto combat, and surprisingly, the auto combat isn't that bad. However, my preferred way is still to play manually using a controller. Graphic wise, the game has a ton of different settings that you can adjust for your high-end devices or low-end devices. It features 120 FPS max setting. So if your device supports that kind of frame rates, I suggest you take full advantage of it because man, the game runs buttery smooth at 120 FPS. You've also got additional things where you can increase the graphical settings, dynamic lighting, volumetric lighting, distortion, shadows, texture. I mean, the graphical settings feature almost looks like something you would see on a PC game. There's so many different individual graphical settings that you can go ahead and adjust. The game is actually extremely free to play friendly too, which I was kind of surprised about. The game does feature a gacha system, summon for the different heroes, summon for different weapons, but a lot of the time it almost comes down to strategizing and really just being a good player, really, as opposed to just kind of some of the other games where you can just kind of mow through everything if you have the best. You really have to dodge the enemies and maneuver and do your combos correctly. So the game definitely has a lot more emphasis on the gameplay style. This is a game that I definitely highly recommend you check out. I'm going to be playing this game and making a bunch of videos on all the different aspects of leveling up your characters and weapons and the different heroes, the ruins, the skill cards, everything. I'm gonna make a bunch of videos. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those out and you can join me on this journey. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. Happy New Year. Peace.